but as a result of doing that work, I felt like I felt less pain. So there is a tie to exercise and pain that even beyond resistance training, just even you mentioned in the book, aerobics and everything else. Can you talk a little bit about that?
For sure. Yeah, we talk about this a lot with pain, that movement and exercise are one of the most powerful modulators of pain. I mean, a lot of people probably will recognize this. Sometimes when you're really sedentary, maybe some things come in life, maybe you're on a vacation or on a plane or whatever. Like when you sit more, often people will feel worse. And once they get out and walk and just move, there's something, I think our nervous system really craves movement. And so, like you said, it doesn't have to be resistance training, it can just be active mobility work.
Yeah.
Whatever, it could just be going through range of motion exercises. Just moving tissues tends to really be helpful in terms of pain. And what was the second part you asked on that?
Well, I just the connection of the two. I just felt like
Yeah.
I didn't feel pain the way that I would have felt it because I mean a full tear of a rotator cuff and you're moving in a gym, doing stuff. You would think I would be in intense pain,
Yeah.
and I wasn't. Now at other times I did certain movements that would and cause pain, but at the same time I was out running, I was out lifting, I was doing things, and in the end it actually worked out great because doing those lat pull downs and those rows, the range of motion in my shoulder after the surgery was exceptionally better than it would have been if I had just put it in a sling and sat at my desk for 3 months while I was waiting for surgery.
Yeah, it made me think. Yeah, exactly. There's a couple things there. I think, we're often trying to encourage people, and I think this has been a change in maybe the last 10 to 15 years, but just that exact idea of keep training as much as you can. So if you've got an injured shoulder, you injured your rotator cuff, you found all these things that you could modify your workout and keep strengthening. And we know that people, like your example, where if they're working on mobility and getting stronger and they do end up having surgery, they recover faster. And we see that people say you can't even work that side, working the other arm and your legs. We've seen in the research with resistance training, there's this cross transfer effect where actually people lose strength less if they keep training, even if they're not even working the side that's injured. If they work the other side, it transfers over. And I think the other cool thing about movement, especially when you start looking at more chronic, kind of longer lasting back pain, is such a good example. A lot of times it doesn't have to be real fancy, specific exercise. For low back pain, for example, things like Pilates, yoga, walking, aerobic exercise, just stretching programs, resistance training, they all have been shown to have a significantly positive impact on chronic low back pain. So I think sometimes people get in this mindset again because of probably outdated narratives, but I've just got to do core strengthening if I've got back pain. And really, the research is saying more and more, you just need to move. Just find something that moves. And if you do have some of the exercises that do target the kind of low back area, that probably is good to add in. But a lot of times it's just moving. Just try to move and find something that you enjoy and isn't threatening to your system. A lot of times when we're talking about pain, that's what we're trying to help people with is you don't want to just blow past your pain, past that flare up line. You want to find something that kind of challenges it, goes up to that line, but it's sort of not considered really threatening by your nervous system. And over time, you can desensitize the system and help get rid of that pain.